Good morning, everyone. I'm Cheryl from Orb Coaching. I offer 3 primary coaching services: business, life, and professional business English. In the last few weeks, I've been recording some videos and presenting some case studies to give some insight into how a coaching session can help clients and how it may look for the client as well, without breaching any confidentiality or too much detail as well. Had to invite you into my dining room today, so please excuse this. I was going to record this outside, but it's very, very early here and I need to get off to more clients very soon, but wanted to shoot the video. I will be having a very British tea during this audio to wake myself up a bit more. Hope you're all very well. So this case study came to me through a mutual business acquaintance, and 2 weeks ago they contacted me and they said, listen, Cher, I've got a really urgent client who needs some professional business English ASAP, and it's VIP, so also a very important client. Could I take them on? They needed 3 to 5 hours, and they needed the results as soon as possible as well. So I said, yes, of course, I can squeeze a very short few sessions in amongst my schedules, and can probably also open up the appointments for the weekend too, if it's that urgent and crucial. So went ahead. I asked my mutual business acquaintance if they could forward my details onto their contact, so that I don't contact them first. They reach out to me, and if they could also kindly send me their bio so that I can read up a little bit about the client's current position, etc. So they sent that to me and I had a look at it. So that's a little bit of background to give you some context. I met the client and I had read the bio. And the only information that I had from our mutual contact, that they need urgent professional business coaching ASAP with results. Okay. After reading the bio and obviously understanding that this was a very urgent situation, I was curious to know what the urgency of the situation was. So before we started the real sort of coaching session, we introduced ourselves, had a bit of small talk, broke the ice so that this client could feel comfortable with me and relaxed and able to proceed with the session. And in these sort of moments as well, we can gauge if we're going to be of use for our client and if we're the right fit for the client too. We were, and we continued. So this was a little bit of a different situation, because on the bio I could see where the client was from. So as a coach, I needed to make sure that I put all my own personal feelings, all my own perceptions, and I had to shut them away. We do this anyway. However, with the current economical environment and geopolitical situation that we're living in, it's even more important to do that. Otherwise, I won't be able to facilitate my client as well as I should. So we started off. So after this sort of warm up and getting an introduction to get this client very comfortable, I asked them, and I'm going to use the word them so that I don't refer to a he or a she for sake of confidentiality. So I asked them, okay, so thanks for coming to me, etc. And thank you for sending your bio. Now, this is really urgent, ASAP, and time is really running, and you came to me. So how can I help you? Silence. I let this client sit with their silence. It's important as a coach to be comfortable in moments of silence. Okay. There's silence, and I said, okay, so what is it that you would like us to work on, considering that this is really, really urgent? And this client started to explain the situation. At the end of the day, they needed to leave the country with the family as soon as possible. We're talking within 2-3 weeks, to find an alternative job, home, life, everything. So this is when we came back to so what are the documents that we need to work on, and what is it that we can do together that can help you reach that end goal? Of course, during this coaching session, a lot of empathy had to be presented to the client. A lot of time for them to formulate their thoughts and ideas. They're in a panic, naturally, fearful, naturally, overwhelmed, naturally. So the empathy was in abundance for me as a coach, however, with boundaries. So as a professional, it's important that I also retain my boundaries and never judge and never ever include my own perceptions, opinions, ideas, or thoughts. I am there to facilitate the client at all times. So the questions that I asked during this coaching session were very, very open questions. This was necessary for the client to feel secure. We'd never met before. And they were unloading and offloading a lot of very private, personal information to a stranger. Although in my capacity as a professional, I was recommended to them. So they already felt very secure before they came to me. And we continued. So another very important thing with coaching is listening. There's a very big difference between hearing and listening. If you are not present in your sessions, fully concentrating, you will not be able to listen to exactly what the client is really saying, and you will not be able to formulate and ask the right questions at the right time and place them correctly. There's an art to it, and it's a very, very delicate session with regards to this one that I had with this client. To cut a long story short, we managed in this hour to evaluate where the feelings were when they came into the session, what choices were available at that point, and what we could do with the next 2 sessions that were booked. Now, they were going to be, excuse the noise, they were going to be in consequent weeks. However, in this situation, I suggested that we have the 2 sessions the following day and the following Monday, so that we get the client as prepared as I can, so that they have the full tools and the confidence to move forward and get things moving ASAP. This was a very, very urgent situation. So we established as well what choices were available and which angle we were going to take for the next 2 sessions. Now, bear in mind, when this client was recommended to me, it was for business, professional business English. As you will see from my website and the intro today, I offer business, life, and professional business English. So this first session, which should have been professional business English, was actually business/life coaching. Then we set the goals and the targets for the following 2 sessions, which were going to be very, very specific work towards opening up this person's opportunities and ability to obtain employment, housing, schooling in another country within a month. Within a month. We had the 2 follow-up sessions and we smashed it. We smashed it, and we worked really, really hard. It was very, very symbiotic process. We managed to achieve everything that we set out, plus more. The client was able to open up other avenues of opportunity, which, when they came into the first session, had no idea were available to them at that time, and their whole life spun around. My client was back in the driving seat, opportunities available, very skilled individual, and actually at the end of it, I asked the client, what is your takeaway from the session that we've had? So this was the initial session, and their comment was, I am going to use this catastrophic situation as a catalyst for change. And I let them sit with that. We closed off the session. We had the subsequent 2 sessions afterwards, and they are on the road to achieving a very ambitious goal within a very, very short time. And this is the success of how coaching can facilitate and aid and support clients. So I hope that you found this insightful. I wanted this to be outside. And there's a lot more information, obviously. There's a lot of layers. But the initial coaching approach were empathy, asking open questions, acute listening, trying to understand, and exploring resources and opportunities that were and could become available to my client. Very, very happy for them, and also to come to that realization at the end. So thank you very much for listening. I hope that you found this helpful, and I wish you all the best everywhere, anywhere and everywhere where you are in the world. Take care. Thank you. Bye.